Hello YouTube, Dogfoot9 here, and welcome to another episode of the Arsenal Career Mode. And today, we've got a couple of big matches involved. We've got a match against Man City, which is going to be big. I think it's in the FA Cup, and it is quite early on, so we've been unluckily drawn against a big team. So one of the big competitors for the title are going to be knocked out in today's episode, either me or Man City. And if that happens, well, it is going to happen, then it means that one of the lower down teams are going to probably less someone who gets an easy pick might progress easily and might have a bit of a more easier road to the final or the semi-finals or whatever. There might be a team like Bradford might get quite a few easy picks and might get quite far, unlike Man City, who might get knocked out today, or unlike us, who could get knocked out today. Because remember last year we got knocked out not because we lost, but because EA decided to troll us. I think Man United must have slipped them a bit of money or something like that. Maybe offered them Van Persie on Ultimate Team or something like that, and we got knocked out of the FA Cup even though we won. So I'm not going to keep on going on about that because I'm still pretty bitter about that, and whenever I play Man U, I make sure that EA have got a bit of money from me as well. But anyway, getting into this game against Everton here, and Everton, they've got Jelavic, who seems to be scoring loads and loads of goals at the moment. I think at the moment he's got more goals than Aguero, which I wasn't really expecting because I've been playing Aguero quite a bit. He was injured, but Jelavic, Everton aren't even quite close to the top. I mean, we're not near us. I think Man City are up there, close to us in Premier League, but their defence I think seems to be letting them down quite a bit. But today, Jelavic didn't seem to be the one making the impact. It seemed to be Marouane Fellaini, and Man U have been linked to him over the transfer market, but we don't seem to be getting anywhere near signing him, it seems, or Leighton Baines for that matter. But he seems to get goals against me all the time in FIFA, and today was no exception. He scored 2 goals pretty close together early on, so we had to try and equalise, and a pretty poor bit of defending here from Everton. This must be why they're not near the top. It's either that or Jelavic is the only one scoring in the entire team, but that's obviously not happening because Fellaini just scored against me. But Lewandowski there gets a goal in for us, and Marouane Fellaini nearly completed his hat-trick then if he got through on goal, but a bit of good defending there. That's what we like to see, and a brilliant breakaway here with Ozil, who would have got a penalty if he hadn't scored that probably, but he gets it into the back of the net for us with his favoured left foot while he was getting taken down and while the goalkeeper was rushing towards him. So it was pretty good clinical finishing, and he didn't lose his head about it. But then once we had eventually equalised, Marouane Fellaini decides to step up again and finish off his hat-trick. I don't know what he was doing this game. I expected him to be more of a box-to-box guy, setting up goals, not scoring as much as he was. And then Gundogan, our own centre defensive, box-to-box player, gets himself on the score sheet. He's only been with us a bit of time, so I've had to try and get used to him because I'm used to Javi Martinez being a bit slow and staying just between the halfway line and the opponent's box when we're attacking. But Gundogan, he's been playing more as a centre midfielder, and that's what I like about him, really. And due to the Everton player falling over there, playing on Aguero, and Aguero gets his second goal there, I think that takes him above or equal to Jelavic now from Everton, so for top scorer in the league. And then here Aguero shoots it into the bottom right, left-hand corner or right-hand corner, depends, it doesn't matter, it's a corner, and he scores a goal, which is the most important thing, and that's important for him as well because he gets himself the top, I think he's the top league scorer now, which is also really good. I think Adrian is also the top assist player in the Premier League. I think he's got 13 and everyone else has got like 8 or something like that, and that's what I can remember from when I've been recently playing it anyway. It might not be like that at the moment, it might be a bit less, or it might be similar, I don't know. But anyway, Aguero and everyone were a bit injured, well not injured, but low on fitness, so I had to change them around a bit. I was still thinking maybe putting Haboir on and things like that instead of Courtois, but I'm going to just be playing Courtois at the moment because I think he's really close to going up a bit higher in his overall, because I've been playing him quite a bit recently, and he hasn't really grown too much, but I think if I play him a bit more then he'll probably grow to an 85. And then here is our match against Man City, and Man City got Sergio Aguero from them, but they are still a really good team. I mean, look at that just line up there. We've got a pretty tough game against them here, and I was trying to think of a way to maybe break them down, and I couldn't really see too much of one until I remembered that Colatori was, I think, a centre back, so I tried to use my pace against them, and it did work there with El Shawari stepping up, and the young striker or slash left winger gets us the goal there. And then Joe Hart kicks it out, but unfortunately just finds Sacco, and Sacco heads the ball down, loses it, but then manages to get it back on the tackle really quickly. And now Shuai passes it out to Adrian, who nearly gets fouled there. El Shaarawy, and then we score the own goal. Well, Vincent Kompany scores for us. I thought that goal was going to go in, that's why I cleared it off the line. But I think he could have averted his own goal here with my own bit of goal line technology here. And as you can see, that ball was not going to go in at all. He could have maybe just headed it towards Aguero, but it might have rebounded into the back of the net. But as you know, the AI on FIFA isn't human-like. Well, it's quite close to human-like with goals like that from Carlos Tevez, but it's obviously not flawless. So, but anyway, that's a pretty nice goal from Carlos Tevez there, and a bit of a daft and rash decision here from Man City. A poor touch there. Allows Givinho to use his amazing pace. He's still in the team, and he is still growing surprisingly, and he is getting a bit older. I know we've also sold him in real life, but I'm going to probably be keeping on hold of him for a bit longer, and that's because he can use that pace and score a 90th minute goal for us and celebrate right in front of the keeper. A bit cocky from Givinho there, but you know, if he scores, he's going to have to celebrate, because I haven't been playing him as much as I really wanted to recently, because I've got quite a few young players in, obviously. Asamoah, I think he's 87 rated, and obviously he's really good. And as you can see here, my game decided to freeze every time I wanted to play Barcelona, in a really crucial first leg at the new camp as well. So what I had to do was I had to simulate the game, and that isn't something I want to do against Barcelona, because Barcelona, they can just absolutely destroy you and in a simulation match, well, any team can, and you can't really do anything about it. I wish it had like something like Football Manager, where you could still edit the tactics throughout the game, but maybe EA would get criticised for being a bit too much like Football Manager, but I wish you could do that, because when you simulate games, you see substitutions which no one would ever make. I mean, I remember one time I put, I think it was in one of my international matches, I left someone with really low fitness on the bench, and the computer decided to sub him on, which is the most craziest thing ever, because for the next game he wasn't ready to be put back on and things like that. But early on, Podolski, the man we sold to Barcelona, gets 2 goals really early on, one from penalty, which no one from our team seemed to get penalised for. We do manage to get a goal back with Muriel, but from then on it stayed at 3-1, and we've got a bit of a mountain to climb at home, but you'll have to see what happens in an upcoming episode. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Like the video and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.